Hey, my cyber babies, it's the even more fabulous Dr. Mother Love coming to you live and in living color right here on this radio program. We're on all the platforms. We're on the Facebook and whatever the guy changed the name to the Dove to the X. All that crazy stuff. But we get to do fun stuff right here on the Mother Love Show. Speaking of fun, speaking of spirited, speaking of being out in the community and not afraid to get your dirty fingers dirty and get your feet dirty because you are out there in the trenches. That beautiful lady, that's Miss Robbie Butler. And she is the founder and CEO of Speak Up Enterprises, a communications company, and she's an author. You wrote this book that is still resonating, continues to resonate. It will never go out of style, unfortunately. No, I shouldn't say unfortunately, because some people don't, want to be married and, still want to have kids. Tell people about you. Robbie Butler's an author. She's written a book and it's dedicated to, it is so funny. It's so true. It's dedicated to Miss Single Mom, Miss Single Mama, Miss Single Mom, Miss Single Mother, and Mrs. Single Mother. And Mother Dear, because, we got people called Muddy. Welcome to the program. It's good to see you again, my dear.
Thank you, Mother Love. It's been way too long. When I knew I was coming on the show today, I got super duper excited. I lived my life with excitement. But when I knew I was going to be in the chair talking to you again, I was just over the moon happy. I said, I'm going to be on that show because she's a real mother for you right there.
They are the real mother for you. If you're looking to discover, that's what I tell them. I am not your mother, because if I was your mother, you would certainly act better than you do. So don't give me that crazy stuff. And then you know how sometimes you see the kids out here and I call them kids. Anybody that's 10 years younger than me, you a kid. So back yourself up. And they're just out here, using all this foul language and acting like they're not having any home training, and it just gets on my nerve. And my husband say, don't go over there and bother them boys. Do not. Well, maybe I could say something to them and they won't have this boyish behavior as they get older. One of
the things that bugs the heck out of me, the hell out of me, it just bugs me up and down. Seeing them boys out there with their pants sagging and all they draws out, I go up to them and I say, hey, we ain't trying to see all that. We ain't trying to do all of that. Pull them things up.
Oh, see, and we got to come at them from all angles, because when I see them like that, I just run up behind them and pull their pants all the way down.
See,
like, since you want to show your behind, let's see it. Come on, Cleveland. Let me see them draw. Since you want me to see them, they're like, and then they'll do this. Oh, that's Mother Love. She pulled my pants down. Well, you act like you didn't want them up on your behind. So why I got to look at all that? And then come on.
We got another one for him, though, Mother Love. A friend of mine, he'll go up and he'll say, hey, my man, you got a stain back there in the back.
Oh, no! See, I thought that would be... Wait a minute. And, from all angles. These kids are out here and they, doing unscrupulous activity with their pants or with their belt around their kneecap. And it did something they had no business doing. The police is after them trying to chase them down and they can't run. You can't. What is
that? Is the funniest thing ever, girl. I saw a news story one night, same thing. Oh boy, they chasing him. He tried to get away. He's trying to jump over the fence, but he's holding on to his pants because they sag, and that's exactly how he got.
And you know what? No better for them to get caught.
That's right.
If you're not doing anything, we got surveillance every place. Remember when we were growing up and they would say, Big Brother will be watching you.
Oh, yes.
I'm like, okay, and now Big Brother is watching everybody, and people are so paranoid. And my thing is, if you're not doing any unscrupulous activity, if you're not doing anything that you're not supposed to be doing, especially in public, because when you come out, you're in public, don't do it. I go into Walmart and wave at them, give them a big old smile. Hey, I'm back.
I'm my girl.
No, listen. I'm like, pay less, you source used to be. I could pay more, but why?
That's right.
I said, we're Capricorns. You know, we could squeeze $1 and have an eagle flying off the quarter. I know this.
Isn't that the truth? Look, take that dollar bill, squeeze it that way, squeeze it back that way, and still looking for a few more drops out of it.
Listen, and want to get, look, we can stop on a dime and give you a nickel change because we know what we're doing. And
That
let
part.
me just first say, happy birthday before your birthday comes. Know that we love you and we're sending out our birthday wishes from all of us here at the camp. Happy birthday, my dear. Because your birthday is December the 26th or 27th.
It's December the 26th, and the way I help people to remember it, I tell them Jesus Christ first on the 25th, and then Robbie Butler next on the 26th.
And me on the 29th.
And you on the 29th, so don't get it twisted.
Don't
That's
get
how we
it
do it.
twisted. And this is what, and people need to realize. I want, one of my wishes is if we could have Christmas every day, even if it's just a little bit of Christmas every day. Because we seem to be on our best behavior. We seem to be, I came up with a new one too. Well, it really isn't new. You know, when you're out shopping, especially during the holidays, you're out shopping and you bump into somebody, you know, and you go, excuse me, or, you know, run the, I don't say excuse me. I say that's what I tell them. That's a shopping bump. If you don't bump into somebody during Christmas, something is wrong with you.
Yeah.
I bump into them and say, "There's a Christmas bump. There's it." I have them all singing in the aisle. You know, why should kids have all the fun?
I agree.
You know how the kids will say, I'm 12, I'm 11 and a half. And you go, okay, well, see, I'm in couple of weeks, we'll be right there. So now let's talk about your organization and what it is that you do and where did you find the passion and compassion? Because you've been through hell and gasoline draws and you are still doing your thing and you get better every day, every year. I mean, when we get together, it's like we just pick up where we left off at, you know.
Exactly.
You know that I'm here. Talk to people about the passion that you have for single women.
Okay. Man, that's a great loaded question, and I'll cover the whole thing.
Okay.
First of all, you mentioned earlier, I published my first book, Miss Single Mom, Yes You Can, back in 2009. And you and everybody need to understand, this wasn't my idea. I was not planning to do anything of the sort. But my higher power told me to do it.
Okay.
And for once in my life,
okay, wait.
Okay,
I gotta ask you this. Okay, let's just hold that right there. When you said this was not my plan, see, because I'm sure you know with your relationship that you have with God, and you know we His favorites. We already know that, y'all. We already know. And you probably went to God and told Him your plan, and you had it mapped out. You knew what you would do, and God went. Yeah, right.
Exactly. Because see, I was planning, me, myself, and all three of us were planning to write a New York Times bestseller about something extremely fabulous. And God did just what you just did. He laughed at me and said, okay, now that you finished with your joke, let me tell you what's really going to happen. So He gave me the idea to write that book. And at first I thought it was just a quick little article, but it grew into a book. It grew because I was writing for a magazine. I was a freelance journalist, and I thought, oh, okay, cool. But it developed into a book. None of the publishing houses would touch it. And so God told me, He said, He whispered in my ear, He really did. He said, hey, I took you away from everything. I gave you a job to do. Now get it done. He freed up resources so I could self-publish that book, which I did. We published a couple of editions, and I thought I was done. I thought, okay, mission accomplished. Little did I know, Mother Love, that was just the beginning. So I write this book. I'm selling it onesie twosies out the trunk of my car, whatever, until I sold them all. I'm ready for the next episode. Well, the next episode came by way of feedback from the readers of the book. Because they started asking me, well, can we come together and just talk about stuff that pertains to us? And I thought about it. I was like, well, how are we going to do this? Y'all talk about labor. You want me to work. So here we go. But then I thought about it, and seriously, I did.
Mhm.
And I spoke with one of my greatest business mentors, and she said, you really should do a conference. I thought, well, okay, I will, but if you help me. So
Mhm.
I suckered her in. I mean, I wrote her. I mean,
Go and tell the truth, shame
I,
the devil.
I asked her to join me, and I found several other seasoned business people who met with me, and we began to craft this idea out.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that was back in 2015. And so as a result of that, I then created the Speak Up Empowerment Foundation.
Mhm.
That's our nonprofit that supports all the work we do. Well, now I had to create that nonprofit because we were in the process of creating the annual Ms. Single Mom Empowerment Forum.
Mhm.
Right. And the cool thing about the Empowerment Forum and everything else that I do not charge the women to attend.
Mhm. That's
But I
good.
had to go beg to get some money to make it happen.
And let me ask you this: is it easier for you, as you say, beg for money? Because listen, I only coming to you for one thing. Listen, now you told me call me when you need something. Yeah, okay, well, I need like a 10K check to help this out, and they just do you find it easier for you to ask for assistance for the company, for the conference, as opposed to asking for yourself? Do you find it difficult to ask people to help you?
Yes, because it's hard for me to ask people to help me because I figure as long as I'm able to get up and get outside and turn some corners, and then I have the ability to go make my own money.
Right.
But what I do for the community, for these women, it's 100% sponsor driven, and I help individuals understand the shoes that these women walk in. Because see, when I appeal to them, I remind them all of our lives have been touched by a single mother, one way or the other.
Yes.
Either you are, your mama was, your sister is, your cousin is, your best girlfriend. All of our lives have been touched by a single mother in some regard. And if you stop and think about their journey, why wouldn't you open up your pocketbook to help provide access to resources to help them manage their life? And like I say, this is 100% sponsor driven. So I ask everybody to pitch in, write a check.
And that's what we really need to do. We need to continue to pull our resources together. And I've been told this a scabillion times. Why do you want to be so dedicated to the Black women? And why you can't do so and so and such and such? I'm like, I'm gonna start at home first. I'm gonna start at home. I'm not gonna go over here across the street and tell Miss Jeannie, well, you need to do thus and so and so and so. My house is not in order. And that's what we're supposed to commune together.
And that's what we do. We have to look in the mirror and start there. I was able to write this book with authority because I too was a teenage mother. Were it not for my strong support system, my mom and my siblings, I don't know what would have happened. But because I had their support every single step of the way, I was able to graduate high school.
Oh, you were that young?
Yes, that young. I was able to attend and graduate one of the top universities in the country, all because I had their support pushing me forward, which is one of the reasons why I'm so big on support groups. I don't care who you are, where you are, you need somebody to have your back.
Listen, and let me tell you this. Oh, I used to get ridden for this all the time. I've been in therapy since I was 14. That's when I first started therapy. And I've always said, if it weren't for that, I don't know what kind of crazy I would have been involved in. But you know what they say, God watches over old folk, babies, and fools. Just pick one of them for me, and you would be right. Absolutely. And so I had three, there were 6 of us, 4 girls and 2 boys, and our mother laid down the law. And they got laid down the law. You got to be, I'm still scared of my mother. She died a long time ago, but her body did. But
me too. I still hear my mother talking to me, and guess what? I answer her back out loud. Yes, ma'am. Okay, mama.
Oh,
All right.
and you could hear them whispering loud. They whisper, and you could hear them just as clear as they were in the room physically right there. I told her I'm still scared of my mom.
Oh, yeah.
See,
And you know what? And on that subject, everything I do is to make my mother proud, even though she is in heaven now. My mother, my grandparents, my aunties, every move I make professionally, every step I take, it is to honor the legacy of all of them because I know the shoulders that I stand on. I know the examples that they laid out for me, and nothing else would be acceptable. It just wouldn't. And I just want to give them a reason to smile and say, look at that girl down there. You know she was us, don't you?
and you know this is the case, and it's so unfortunate that still in the 21st century, women are being ostracized about being single, being criticized about, and oftentimes, especially now in this day and age, you can be single. It is completely acceptable. Just pisses me off when people talk to women, like in their 40s. Well, why you didn't have no kids? Well, maybe I didn't want no kids.
Exactly. Well, every program that we host, one of the very first things I do is to explain who and what a single mother is.
Now let's hear that explanation because it's according to you, it's not what people really think.
Right. It's a single mother who's raising children on her own, whether she never married, whether she's a widow, whether she's a divorcee, or she might be one of the millions of substitutes who are filling the shoes of a mother who's missing for whatever reason, whether that mother is incarcerated, whether that mother is on deployed military duty, whether that mother is deceased. Because see, this is the thing. I don't care what created your status. All I want to know is, what is we going to do now?
Right.
Where do we go from here? How do we move forward? And that's where I come in to share the success strategies that I know have worked in my life and the lives of many other single women raising children throughout this country.
And we're going to be the ones, we're going to be the ones to clean up this crap show. You already know this. It's
Yes.
going to be the women. And we're going to need everybody, with all, what they say, all hands on deck. We don't have time to be, being in that crab barrel. Listen, I ain't got a problem with getting down on my knees and letting one of the youngest get up and, if she got to crawl up my back, or whatever it is they got to do, and let me stand up and with her on my shoulder so she can see further than I can. So she can go
right.
further than I can. And apparently, your people, your tribe, your leaders, they were like, Missy, you ain't going down like that. No. And it's not a mistake. And you never took that as, when I'm a young mother, it's a mistake.
God don't make no mistakes. You didn't hear me there. God don't make no mistakes.
No.
Every child is a creation blessed by him, whether we thought we were supposed to have that baby or not. The higher power in our lives sits high, looks low, and wide, and can see a future that we can't even imagine.
I mean, when you turn around and look at it, you got to think about, we've lived in 2 centuries, Robbie. Lived in the 20th century and the first 24 years of the 21st century. Now we got something to say. Talk about building and we can do this. We can do this. Now, as you were growing up and, you got this positive foundation, what kept you going? Because being a mother, I don't care if you got a husband. I got a husband. I've never considered myself a single mother because my husband was listen, I could walk into a room, y'all, and this is one of the ones that'll say this. Hey, mother love, how you doing? Where's Kennedy? I'm like, I ain't got him attached to my hip.
Well, society puts labels on us. Growing up, I mean, after I had my child, I didn't look at myself as a single mother. I just looked at myself as a mother with obligations and responsibilities. But we just have to be really, really careful of what we allow society to feed into our lives, to feed into our psyche, to feed into our emotional, to feed into our overall health and wellness. You are what you speak into existence.
Yes.
But now I'll tell you my driving force is those things that kept me grounded. Number one, my mother.
Mm-hmm.
We're from East Texas. I come from a tribe of strong, accomplished African American women.
Right.
My mother had three siblings, all women.
Mm-hmm.
We all walked very proud. We didn't necessarily have a whole lot of money, but we did have pride and honor. And that came from my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
He always walked with his head held high and his back straight, as we
Mm-hmm.
all do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You might have a little bit more than me materialistically,
Yeah, but
easy go. You
right.
know, that's how that works. It's like, what is your real worth?
Right.
But they showed me early on that yes, I can. They didn't just tell me; they showed me by example.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that it was possible. All I had to do was get up off my lazy behind and get out there and make it happen.
Right. And most of us Capricorn women are late bloomers because we're methodical and we think, okay,
exactly.
let me try this. And another thing I've learned about, and I've watched, and being under that zodiac sign as well, is that the way I look at a project or whatever, I'll say, okay, this is what I want. And this is what my end goal is. Now, how I'm going to go here. But I look at the big picture and like, oh, yeah, I like that picture. Now, let me go back to the starting point of how can I make this work without going to jail.
You're absolutely right. And that's pretty much my approach. I look at the end game. I look at where I am. I look at what I want to do. I look at the end game, and then I work backwards to make it happen. But the thing is, I think first. You got to think it through.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like cooking. Preparation is the most of it. Then you get up and just implement.
Right. That's it. And anybody could read them. Well, not anybody could read and follow directions in a recipe book because they got a billion of them out there. And a lot of these people cannot boil water. It frightens me.
Yes. That part.
That's another thing. A lot of these young women, and this is like you said earlier, whatever has separated them from their mothers, and now they have to pick up the gauntlet and walk through it, and how they're going to make this work. People don't understand. You got to really pay attention to what your relationship is like with God. That's got to be the first thing. I don't care who you conceive God to be. You got to know in your heart and your spirit that you ain't the only piece of sand out here on this beach, baby. Now, how you gonna stand out? And God can see you. He can hear you. She knows what you're thinking. See, I look at God in all kind of ways, because I know men came up with high heel shoes and brassieres. I know that.
And nylons. And pantyhose.
And pantyhose. See, we ain't gonna even get started. See, I'm trying to help.
I know.
But if you don't have a sense of humor in life, I mean, why are you taking it so serious? We're not coming out of this alive. Let's make sure that dash in between the time you hit the planet, dash, and the time you leave the planet, gone, that you left something here for people to look up to. And when you talk about having strong mentors and strong examples of how a woman is supposed to conduct herself, and don't be speaking out loud. See, a lot of that ladylike stuff, I kind of missed it when they was giving the whole directions for me at the original time, and then because I went from girl to woman. I knew I was a grown woman when I was 17 years old, and I was like, okay, this woman had told me everything that she knows. It's time for me to get up out of here,
Right.
And everybody kept saying, she's not going to do it. This is a word I don't think I've ever heard it except for in my family. She's such a flibbity gibbet. Like, is that a cuss word? It sounds like it's a cuss word or something that you
It could be.
Don't start. Do not start.
We are very creative with what we do. So that's why I say it could be a cuss word very easily.
Oh, listen. See, now I just want y'all to know, she started. I just said it sound like a cuss word. You said, yeah, that could be a cuss word. Because you don't know what that means. I could shut up, Mother Love. So now when you talk about supporting, what are some of maybe the top 4 or 5 instances that you come across that are in, because all of us are, part of the thread, you're going with the needle and weaving the fabric together, that you've seen that they're lacking. one of the things I've seen, especially, my thing is, going out and talking with our community about the importance of having good health and understanding that you deserve to be well cared for. And what scared me was a lot of these women didn't even think about their health, their mental wellness. They were too busy thinking about what other people are doing. Okay, I gotta keep going. I gotta rob Peter to pay Paul. These babies are outgrowing these shoes. They're going too fast. Wait a minute, did you just wear a size 9 shoe? Okay, yeah, mama, that's when I was a baby. I need a size 9 woman's shoe. And it's so much coming at you so fast.
It
What are
is.
some of the threads that you see coming through the young people now, especially
Well,
the single mothers?
I want to add that we as women, as mothers, are natural nurturers.
Yeah.
We don't always look at what we need.
Mhm.
We're busy nurturing those around us, especially our children
Mhm.
and or our significant others. So we tend to neglect ourselves a lot. But I'm really happy, especially since 2020 with COVID and everything,
Oh yeah.
the fact that the lens has been amplified on our health and wellness. There are a lot of programs, and we tend to incorporate that into almost everything we do now.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of things that are looking at women's overall health and wellness, your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, because all of that exists. All of that is important. Even in one of the chapters in my first book, I explained to the mothers, you're still important too. You're
Absolutely.
doing all this stuff for your children and so on and so forth. But what are you doing for you? Go take a walk on the beach if you don't have no money. Go sit at the park for half an hour and just relax. You have to take care of yourself. It's just like when you board the plane. They tell you got to make sure you in good working order before you can take care of anybody else. So in case there's an accident or whatever. But back to our health. I'm a part of the Black Health Equity Collaborative in Long Beach.
Mm-hmm.
We are a group of Black serving nonprofits that came together to support each other's success during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And health is just a big component of everything that all of us do, because when you stop and think about it, if you're physically ill, what can you do? Not very much.
See.
If you're emotionally ill, you're sitting over there all heartbroken, like a lovesick puppy, what can you really do productively? And if you're impacted in any other ways, it takes away from your main focus. So I like the fact that we are now focusing on the health and wellness of our women, of our mothers. And every year during our annual empowerment forum in April, we cover something in that arena, in that area, because the women and the mothers, we suffer from a lot of this. I got to take care of everybody else first.
Girl, if you don't, somebody come hold my mule so I can run around in the studio for a minute. And don't believe, this is what God, they don't believe that they deserve to be in good health. They don't believe that they deserve wellness. They don't believe that, the power of the spirit and the universe will open up and conspire for your success. Each of us has a gift. Don't have your gift up under a basket. What is wrong with you? And if you don't want to do it, can I have a light? Okay, if you don't want it, you're gonna need 2 pairs of sunglasses when I come into the room. And they look, when you say they look, we are nurturers. We are nurturers.
Well, a lot of
the hard way. If I'm not well, like you just said, I can't help anybody else be well.
Exactly. And a lot of us have fallen victim of that. I am not deserving.
Please.
Of course we're deserving. Of course we do deserve every blessing that God has put our name on. So it's like receive it willingly, happily, because you do deserve it. You deserve to be taken care of. You deserve to be pampered sometimes. Well, all the time, but we usually can't.
All the time. I
do it all the time.
My husband know this. You can't court me. It ain't gonna be no court. Okay.
Yes.
And we've been together 52 years. And
so it's reminding our mothers, our women, our single mothers, You do deserve this. Take some time out and focus on you. And I get that it's difficult when you've got a bunch of little babies running around you, even one little toddler in the house, little baby. Is so completely time consuming. But put that baby down for a nap. Matter of fact, that makes me think about my virtual tea party. I would encourage the mothers during the summer, buy a copy of my book, brew a cup of tea, put that baby to sleep or outside to play, focus on you, read a chapter in my book, and let's move the needle forward.
And we can do that.
To say and let's elevate the game. But I only just wrote that second book in 2023, Miss Single Mom, Elevate Your Game. And that's because now that you figured it, that yes, you can, it's time to elevate your game.
Right. It's time for you to go do it. Go
yes, do it. But not only, we don't just tell you how, we just don't tell you to do it. We also give you examples, show you how to go do it.
And that's what that is. You guys are so needed. And I want to say on behalf of all the women, especially the single women, the ones who are out here, working to build their tribe, keeping their kids in a safe place. I mean, when we were growing up, after you got finished with your chores on Saturday morning, what they say, go outside and play.
Yes.
What nobody thinking about snatching no child? What is wrong with you? This was our safety net. We lived in the projects, and our mothers tell us all the time. And she said she was never single. She had 6 kids when our father passed away, and she said, I'm a widowed woman. I am the unremarried widow of. She said, that's what I want on my tombstone. I'm like, I ain't putting that on your tombstone. She and my dad were married until death parted them. And she would say, when y'all go out there, somebody because a guy tried to snatch one of my little sisters off the street. And she said, run and holler, mama, 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 help me, mama. And everybody mother will come out and look at, oh, listen. And I mean, there'd be 10 mothers and the guy would rapper go blind. And we've lost that sense of security with all the craziness that's going on. That's why we got to put on all our armor. We got to be girded. We got to strap it on. We got to put 2 helmets on. I have a helmet on. I got a little tiny baby head. I have to put 2 helmets on because they're coming after us. And we understand. We're not fighting each other. We're fighting the evil in this world. Just like you got to know. Satan believed in God. If Satan didn't believe in God, he would be running things. But he ain't running nothing. Unless you allow him to run it. And it's going to be
absolutely right. Absolutely.
I found this out too. When you're a praying person, and people because you can tell when somebody has a relationship with God. And they would say, oh, here she come with that holy roller. Oh, she doing so good. Her and her husband still no, I got magic stuff. Ooh, yeah. No. We are here to be obedient. We are here to, all of us have a job, and we all have a right to be at the table of life and the table.
You're absolutely right. And it's up to us whether we accept it and receive it, because, he don't try to push himself on nobody.
Well,
and that's pretty much the way we should live our lives. We really should. It's just like, if it makes sense, receive it and move forward with it.
Okay, even if it doesn't make sense to you at the time, you said earlier, we talk about when you want to hear God laugh, you tell him your plan. And I was like, this is what I want to do, and that's what I'm going to have, and this how I'm going to be. And he's like, But you got to be obedient. And in that obedience, I have all of that. I used to tell my friends all the time, people in the world gonna know me. I didn't know how I was gonna do it. I used to tell them I want to be rich and famous. Actually, I don't want to be famous. I want to be rich and richer. And I'm gonna have a fancy house. I'm gonna have a fine husband. We're gonna have a great life. We're gonna laugh every day. Even when we talk crazy, we find a way to laugh it out.
I find that when I listen to my inner spirit, that inner voice, inner voice talking to me, that is our inner spirit. As long as I listen and follow that direction, I don't go wrong. But it's when I try to act wrong and take over and do what I think I want to do, that's when I run into problems. And I'm old enough now to come to realize that inner voice speaking to me is my higher power whispering into my ear, I simply have to have enough sense to listen and follow. And it's not easy to do.
Oh, now.
No, it's not easy, but I'm learning to do that more and more.
And this is another thing, especially women that are in, you're the heads of households, you're, the head of a company, whatever it is that you're doing, you're gonna get, if what the kids say, if you don't have haters, you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing right if you don't have haters. You got to be careful about who pray for you, because some folk are praying for your demise.
They are. Girl, you better come on, tell the truth and shame the devil today.
See, I'm, and we'll tell you, oh, girl, you're a nice looking girl, but if you got some of that weight off of you, you'll be all right. I said, and I get it off of me, it's going to turn up on your fat behind. So you know who I'm saying. I don't know where all this weight came from, mother love. I told you, don't be messing with me. And you don't mess with God's children. You do not mess with the master's children. Because
no, you do not. You are absolutely right about that. And you know what? I get up every morning and I have this conversation. Back up off of me, Satan. I ain't playing with you. I ain't got time for nonsense, okay?
They got this plaque out. It's like, one of the things that you like put up in your office or wherever in your house. And one of my favorites is, okay, now. Jesus, could you get that for me? That food is at the door again.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
You turn around and like, I got you. I love it.
I love it.
So you didn't know where the resources were going to come from, especially when you're starting out something new. And I was like you. I'm gonna help God along. I can move this along. And then when I had that conversation, and he set me down in a real hard place. Because sometimes you got to get snatched on your behind for you to pay attention to what you are being told. And that you have to discern for yourself. And he'll lay you out. He will lay you out. Girl, I had sciatica. I didn't even know what I knew what a sciatic nerve was. I didn't know it was going to be that painful.
Painful. Yes. You've done that.
Oh my God. 24 hours a day. It was just crazy. And just as suddenly as it came upon me and God had me laying out stressed out, I got up off the couch one day and the doctor said, well, there's no cure for this. We don't know what starts sciatica. So that's another thing, to forget about the sciatica. No, in that same vein, women will not.
Well, if it's okay, I like to take the conversation back to something we were touching upon earlier.
Okay.
So I've re-imaged myself. As you probably remember, I came from a full corporate career where I was a corporate executive doing all of that stuff. And then I was given this assignment that I have right now with this nonprofit. The nonprofit will be 10 years old in 2025. Thank you. But even bigger than that is the fact that on April 19th, 2025, we will host our ninth annual Miss Single Mom Empowerment Forum. Now, this forum, it's a day that we built especially for the single mothers in the community. This is our pre-Mother's Day gift.
That's wonderful. Walk us through some of the important issues that you're going to be covering in this conference and why it's important for single mothers and other mothers to attend, because they need a support system to be there to be supported.
You ask such wonderful questions. First of all, it was created and is designed to help the success of the single mothers. However, I don't discriminate on the basis of nothing, not your zip code, not your age, not your gender, none of that. I have many single fathers in attendance. I read mothers who attend, because there is something in there for every parent. The event takes place at the Long Beach Airport Marriott Hotel in the Grand Ballroom on purpose, because we treat these women the way I believe they deserve to be treated. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this program, but in the middle of that day, We feed them lunch, a sit-down lunch, a sit-down white tablecloth lunch in the ballroom at the Marriott. I'm not talking about no brown paper sandwich in no sack, okay?
Women
No.
in the little box. Women, they got the little box. They give you. I'm like,
Okay,
what?
yeah.
I'm with you.
So we feed them a 3-course lunch, and again, for many of these women, they haven't been treated on this level before, and I know that because of the feedback, the surveys results tell me things like, Miss Butler, this program saved my life. Miss Butler, this program changed my life. Miss Butler, thank you for treating us with such dignity and respect. I simply treat them the way I know they deserve to be treated. And again, it's 100% sponsor driven. I do not charge the attendees not even $10 because I feel if you got $10, you go buy a roll of quarters for your family and do the laundry.
Girl,
you're not
now see,
$10, because I'm going to find the money. And every year we have been blessed exponentially. As I said, this ain't my program, Mother Love. This is God's program.
Yeah, see,
and
now you put it in perspective.
Provides. He told us, though. Didn't he say, I will provide all your needs?
Wait,
I will
listen,
never
that's
leave
what I
you nor
was gonna
forsake you.
that's what I wanted to say to you when I was trying to explain to God was telling me what to do, and then I said, and I was like, wait, that sounds real crazy. Well, how am I gonna get to? Don't worry about it. I got you.
He told you. He told you.
And I said, but what about what am I gonna say? Don't worry about it. I got you.
He got us.
I said, I mean, and I'm just going. He said, I just shut up. I just
that part right there. Just sit over in the corner and pay attention. That's it. Put a pencil and a piece of paper and take notes while he's talking to you. But back to that empowerment forum. So what we do, we provide expert speakers on a core group of critical subjects such as financial literacy, business development, housing access. We have covered other topics such as teenage gender identity, because a lot of my boys want to be girls, a lot of my girls want to be boys, some of my daddies want to be mamas, some of my mamas want to be daddies. Now look, that's your choice. Mate. But the thing is, you have to know how to talk to your children on this subject, and that's why I had one of my colleagues, an expert, to come in and explain how to have the conversation. How to listen and how to talk. Just as an example, we have speakers from some of the major well-known corporations, companies, and so on and so forth. And again, all of this is 100% driven. Everybody on this program donates their time and their talent. This is a part of there's a term, where we give back to the community. Because to whom much is given, much is required.
And people got to understand that, they want to, and I know the Bible was, especially the King James Version, I understand about all that, and he changed the Bible so he could get divorced to get married and everything. It's the foundation.
It's the foundation.
It's a map. It's a blueprint for how to conduct yourself through life. Everything
it is.
From the time you hit the planet to the time you find what your vocation is, and you do that, and then when it's over, what they say, those who can do, those who can't teach. So
exactly.
I've read the Bible probably like 1,100 times, front and back, put it on the bed.
You're ahead of me. You're ahead of the game. You're ahead of the game. Okay. I can claim that.
I was like, okay, now here's a blueprint for how to be a good wife, how to be a good husband, how to be a good mother, a good father, how are you going to be with your finances? All of this, taking care of your health. He said your body is a temple. You're not getting ready to throw no garbage up in my temple. And when you see that, I'm looking through it. I'm looking for I'm still looking for the instructions on being retired. There is no instruction in the Bible.
Retired? That word does not exist in our vocabulary, Mother Love. I thought you knew.
I was like,
Okay,
retired from what?
we have been given lifelong assignments.
Yes.
I am a community servant. I am here. I have discovered my purpose,
Mm-hmm.
which is also very much my passion, and I will do this until I can't any longer. I realize I am here to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me a voice, and he told me to use it. And that's what I do. And the cool thing about what I do, I bring in all my friends and associates too.
See, that's why you think I do this radio program, because
I
because
know.
we don't have access to the media where we can talk about pretty much everything from from praying to politics to my husband got on my last nerve.
Mhm, mhm.
I gotta tell you this. You know the difference between a good girlfriend and a great girlfriend?
Tell me.
Okay, a good girlfriend, I'd have called you up like, Robbie, girl, I done smashed his head in. I think he did. You tell me, don't touch nothing, mother love. Do not touch anything. Don't talk to anybody until I get there. Don't call the police.
Right,
Wait till I get there. A great
right.
girlfriend, I'm going to call, Robbie, I think he did. You said, don't worry, I'm coming with the shovel in the dirt. And
Okay, that part. Wait a minute, wait a minute. How much dirt we gonna need, girl?
yeah, we just gonna need. He's in the shallow one. We got to be out there digging all night now. But I'm coming with the plastic.
I love you, mother love.
I love you back. I'm that girlfriend. I'm that girlfriend. I got up in the middle of the night, and we're so afraid. Out here. Is that true?
I'm so excited. Oh, I gotta tell you this. I've got to tell you this. Okay, so this past year, we forged a relationship with the Montford Point Marine Association, Chapter 8 in LA, and my cousin's chapter down in Temecula. But the reason I mentioned that is because they have just gifted my association with an allotment of toys that I will be distributing to our single mothers over the weekend.
Oh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'll come with my fairy outfit on because I'm Santa's helper in the hood.
Well, girl, I was up all night 2 nights ago putting that email together, sending it out to my mothers, and we're going to distribute toys on Monday. Often I carry the things to the families because it's Christmas week. For example, Brotherhood Crusade gifted us with 100 pair of brand new tennis shoes 3-4 years ago. I personally delivered those shoes to the single mothers so that they would have something under the tree for their family that year. I'm serious about it. And these toys are going to make a big difference. But I just use that as an example. We have given the women grocery gift cards because you can go get a turkey and a ham anywhere. But there's more to a meal than just a turkey or a ham. You need some stew.
Yeah, you got to get the fixings. Yeah.
Right. So those are just some of the things that my organization, I say it's a bunch of us, but the organization does that. But I would be remiss if I did not mention the fact that registration for the 9th annual Miss Single Mom Empowerment Forum will open at the end of January. Okay. I will be sending you that date as soon as we lock it down because each year we throw the net further and wider. I want to bring them all over there into that ballroom because the more people I get in that room, the bigger the room will be the next year.
Exactly.
Force me into a bigger venue. And remember, we don't charge you a dime, but we do take donations.
Okay, now see, you had a bucket ready. And that's what we need to do.
We take donations. We take financial and product donations. And those products are important because we give away some awesome gift bags. When you check in, you got an amazing gift bag of products from our sponsors and supporters waiting for you. I'm talking about usable stuff, Mother Love.
Listen.
If you're going to throw in the trash can. Oh, no. I'm talking about some gift cards and some real products and things that you need in your life. Some stuff you want to have.
So can you share with us when you talk about sponsorship, and a lot of women, especially nowadays, who are entrepreneurs or working to become an entrepreneur, are some of the sponsors that will be there? Let's give a shout out to them because they love you.
Oh my God. I have to. The very first sponsor who's always comes into the table every year, the Port of Long Beach. Go Long Beach.
How about that?
Yes, the Port of Long Beach Transit, the city mayor, and the city council. Go Beach. We have support. Oh God, it's so many of them. The LA Lakers Youth Foundation has stood with us and supported us. Blue Shield, LA Care. Oh my God. YWCA. Raise the Bar Foundation, which is a foundation owned by Lori Barr and her son, who plays for the Minnesota Vikings. And the Bar Foundation is giving us a college scholarship to gift to one of our deserving single mothers. We afford that relationship. So we're going to be getting that. Hey, Mother Love, I'm doing so much, I can't even remember half the time. I'm
No,
telling
women,
sponsors.
you moving so fast you can't even keep up with yourself.
I'm telling you, because look, we give out things like hotel vouchers. I should say overnight stays for two. Thank you to the Westin Hotel of Long Beach, the Holiday Inn. Oh my God, that list is so long. If you hit my website though, www.speakupempowermentfoundation.org. It tells the entire story. I got to say it again, www.speakupempowermentfoundation.org. All one word. Oh my God. And I forgot to mention the community empowerment leaders that we honor here. Yes. Each year we select 3 women whose life's work has helped empower the women, the mothers, and or the single mothers in our community. And I'm going to let the cat out the bag. You're on our very short list, so don't be surprised when you get that email. I'm just saying. But now, we do that.
Wait, are you talking to me about?
I'm talking to you. Yes.
Oh.
We have an eye on you. I just want you to know that, because you empower the community with your show, and you've done that for many years.
I found out I've been out here for 35 years, and everybody back home said she'll be back in a month. We'll give her a month. And they still to this day, 35 years later. So when you coming home? I'm like, I'm at home. No, we talking about when you really coming home. I'm like, I'm at home. Wherever my dirty laundry is, that's where I live. That's why I live in a hotel when I have to go. Got to have provisions. And they don't get it. And I'm going to keep on doing it. I will keep doing it. I will keep talking about the importance of a wellness spiritually. Your health is so important, and people and especially our people. They see them as your people, Robbie. They thinking like they don't need to have no good health care, and come in. And then it's the part to get me. Now your feet are swelling up because you've been cooking 5 pounds of chickens every 15 minutes for the church. You got to go knit a baby back because Sister Rivers' granddaughter having a new baby, and we want the baby to have something new. We are such nurturers. We will take our ex-husband's new wife baby in because they come from the babysitter with a child. And she good with kids. We got all them 11 children. So, and we will.
I got you. I got you. You're right. And I'm with you when you're right, and you're right.
And my thing is, okay, everybody has a role to play. Understand what your role is. Get into it. It's not going to be easy. But when you get the call and get up, they said, my aunt used to tell me, God rest her. So when I was a kid, she used to say, you're going to be an evangelist. I was like, what? Okay. First of all, I had too many syllables in it. And I was like, okay, evangelist. What is that? And she used to tell me that all the time, that I was going to do God's work. I just thought she was kind of loopy.
Yeah.
Because she was kind of loopy. She's one of my favorite aunts. She's kind of loopy. And when I got the opportunity to speak at a church, and I was like, okay, God, you ain't going to throw a lightning bolt down here. Is this your way of saying, okay, you're fried? Not. And understanding that you don't have to be sick. You don't have to be unhealthy. There are little things, like you said earlier, there are little things that you can get up off of your behind and do.
Yes.
Get up around the block, And I think that's what helped save me from that sciatica, because when I started walking back, I couldn't even walk backwards. I started walking,
Mm,
and I was like, just as soon as it came on me, it went off. But I got the message. And I got the message loud and clear. This is
yeah,
not for you. Stop. You stop when I say stop, and I'm not gonna tell you to stop. I'm gonna give you the tools. I'm gonna open up the doors for you. Because when you're talking to God and you know what you're supposed to do, God and the universe will open up and conspire for your great success.
my Lord.
And when you know where it's coming from, and that's where you give the honor and the glory. And I
Yeah.
like I told, I ain't never got to be famous. People don't have to need to know my name, but they gonna know I was here. I remember Sister Maya Angelou, I had her all to myself until they kicked us out of both of us out the studio. The maintenance man said, okay, I know y'all off into your girlfriend thing, but I got to go home. It got dark. And she said to me, this was many years ago. She said to me, she said, daughter. And I, first of all, my head got real this big, and she wasn't she was prominent in our community, but the other sectors of the community did not know who she was. And she said, and it was
Mm,
like at one of my aunt's feet and trying to take as many notes as I can. And I got everything from her and how she made me feel. And that's what she said. She said, darling, people are not going to remember what you said. People are not going to remember what you do.
right.
They remember how you made them feel.
Yes, yes, so true. So true.
And
I
you
mean,
did
people
so
that I had an
cool.
attitude, people that I had an attitude with, I may not have remember what they did to me, but I know it was something that was offensive or insulting or
Mhm,
disrespectful or something like that. But
mhm.
then, I thought about something I say in the morning and at night. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. And there's a phrase in there, forgive us our
Like,
trespasses
as
as we
we
forgive those who trespass against us. Even if I don't like that
you
that individual, soften my heart as I ask you to soften your heart towards me.
me.
That
And
I might,
we done
yes,
did some
yeah,
jacked up stuff, and I
yeah,
know personally, this is a personal thing. I know I'm living on house money. I know he can come down the
yes,
street here and I'm living on house money. So I'm kind of like keeping that speed up because he gonna catch up with me eventually and say,
even,
daughter, a job well done. And that's
yes.
that's
You
what
know
I
they
want.
say you're gonna have to pay the piper, mother love, before it's all
Oh, if
right.
you
You
want this,
gotta pay the piper.
and you got to understand, God sees everything. He knows. Listen,
Everything.
everything. What do you say? Bring everything to me in prayer. He just said, okay,
Yes.
just bring me some stuff. Just bring me the pretty stuff. Okay, just bring me the crazy stuff. You bring everything
But
to
look,
me.
and then we have the nerve, we have the unmitigated gall to say, yeah, I'm gonna forgive him, but I ain't
I ain't
gonna
gonna
forget
forget.
nothing.
See that?
But then by the same token, we want God to go ahead and throw our stuff into the sea of
Right.
forgetness.
And let it make the ripples and going out to the old and it be, but we want to
Yes,
be so hard. I mean,
yes.
there's still people that I know personally who have been holding grudges their entire adult life. Uh,
Oh
I,
yes.
and this lady set of twins. I mean, they were identical twins, identical, and they had a falling out. Now,
Mm.
and the falling out was over a birthday party. And one of the
Oh,
twins was throwing a birthday party. And then the other twin had just got her dream job. And then she had to go like out on a retreat or something, to get everything together. And she didn't make it to the birthday party. The mother forgot this sister refused to speak to her sister for almost 30 years.
no.
All the nieces and nephews and the kids, they was all tight, but they was like, well, what's wrong with mama? What? And they would all say, well, they twins, so both of them crazy. But I'm
Well,
just we ain't got time to be holding no grudges.
no, no, we don't. No,
Give
we
people the
don't.
website, give the people the website and let them know about the conference coming up. And the closer we
Yes.
get to it, I get another visit.
Yes, yes. Once again, the website address www.speakupempowerment Foundation. It's long, but it's right.
And it's
Speakupempowermentfoundation.org. Mark your calendar, Saturday, April 19th, 2025, at the Long Beach Airport Marriott Grand Ballroom. We will be hosting our 9th annual Miss Single Mom Empowerment Forum. All you got to do is hit the website, registration form. Everything will be on there. everything. Do you have
I
any
would encourage
questions?
I would
Yeah.
encourage all the single mothers to attend this wonderful event.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations on your ninth year. Happy Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy birthday. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Robbie Butler. She is an author, she is an entrepreneur, and she loves me anyway and tell people that on purpose. And I ain't even got to let her check clear. I love you.
Yes.
Have a wonderful one. Peace and blessings. And remember this, babies, no matter how big or small, short or tall, thick or thin, matters not what skin you're in. Everybody needs some mother love now and then. And remember this, never underestimate the power of forgiveness. I